I'm K-dog.
And I'm Pawzy Puppy.
And welcome back to the 8th episode of the Pokesino Club podcast. What's new with you?
Well, the Build and Battle box that I mentioned in last episode has still not arrived.
I knew you'd say that.
But I checked, and TCG Player said it should arrive in 12 to 15 business days of the order. And if I ordered it on November 11th...
What's a business day?
A day that isn't a weekend and isn't a holiday.
Oh.
And so Monday through Fridays that aren't holidays. And since I ordered it on the 11th, and there's been a lot of weekends and Thanksgiving and the day after Thanksgiving, which is also considered a holiday, since then, it will have been officially the longest time, 15 business days, tomorrow. AKA the day this podcast is coming out, Monday, December 6th. And so, in the description of this podcast, even though I'm going to post this, I'm going to schedule this episode to post before it's actually the 6th and the mail comes, if it comes in the mail, I will update it in the description after the mail comes tomorrow. I will update whether or not I got the Build and Battle box. Oh! I beat the 4th gym in my Pokemon Sword Nuzlocke.
Cool.
Yeah, it was quite tricky, and it was so annoying.
And why is that?
I wasted 6 healing items on one Pokemon. You know why?
Why?
It was Bee's Machamp.
Really?
Yes, it was Bee's Machamp, and I was waiting for it to use a move that didn't get me below half HP, because that means it could attack next turn and I'd be fine. And so, it kept spamming the move Strength on me, which would get me below half HP. And so I kept healing back to full, and it would use Strength, and then I'd heal back to full, and then it'd use Strength. And rinse and repeat until it finally used Scary Face, and I took it out in one hit.
Oh my gosh!
It was really annoying. And I made a really cool, glitchy drawing for the Exo region.
Dude, I saw that. That looks so cool.
I will be uploading a video on it. It should be up tonight as of recording, and so Monday... it'll be up, and if you want to check it out, go to my channel. That's youtube.com/PawzyPuppy. There will be a link in the description. I think that's all I have. What's new with you, K-dog?
Do you remember me telling you that in my local card shop there's a Battle Styles lunchbox?
Yes.
And it's $30.
Mm-hmm.
And you were like, oh my gosh, I will literally buy that for me, and then I will pay you back plus a little extra.
Yes, and that was on a scrapped episode of the podcast because something happened to the file. It got corrupted. He was saying that there's that Battle Styles collector's chest, and I was like, oh my gosh, you know what? Actually, if you would buy it, I will pay you back the next time I see you. And he's like, okay, but there's a shipping fee. And I'm like, oh my gosh, how much? He's like, $100! And
of course, I was joking.
I said, absolutely not. Let's do 5 or 10. I would
10 will work.
I would entirely be willing to pay you for $40 to get that collector's chest to me.
Yeah, but there's only one problem.
Somebody bought it.
No, my brothers are wanting to buy it.
Buy it before them! Hide it in your room! Lock it! Throw it into the void, never to be seen again! Wait, then I can't have it.
I can't stop them.
That's true. What if... you can, though. What if you explain the situation? Oh, it's not like I'm buying it. It's Pawzy's buying it.
Dude, I literally did say that. And they're like, we're still gonna buy it. They always know when I go to my local card shop.
That is quite the dilemma. Is there only one?
I think so.
Okay, and if there's more than one, then they need to get it for themselves and they split it. But if there's...
yeah, but that's the thing. So my brother's birthday was recently.
Mm-hmm.
And we always get about $70 for a birthday. So my brother's birthday, it was he's the youngest.
Uh-huh.
And the other brother is the oldest of the twins.
Yeah.
Of my twin brothers.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, yeah, I'll put in 10 and he'll put in his $20 bill, and then we'll split it half even. And I'm like, dude, He's literally paying for most of it. Shouldn't he get most of it?
Yeah, that's not how money or math works, you guys.
And I told him, okay, we'll go to our local card shop, and then I promise you, I will not lie. But if I see something better than the collector's chest, I will tell you, because I've seen people like open it on YouTube, you know?
Mm-hmm.
They could get the trainer's toolkit.
They could! That's so much better. Tell them that they
wait,
can make their own deck with it because they'll have enough energy.
Yeah, but that's also $30.
Right, but you're almost guaranteed to get...
It's the V2 also.
Yeah, but yeah, you're almost guaranteed to get a V. I mean, you are guaranteed to get 2 promo Crobat Vs, and they could each get one. They could each could each have a Crobat V. You should talk up the V2 and like make it seem like it's so cool, and then like talk down the collector's chest so they don't want to buy it as much.
But that's the one that I want, and if they get it, then I don't want to sound selfish here, like self-centered here, because I'm not trying to make it sound self-centered. I honestly don't care. But that's the one that I wanted to get, and you know, like, I don't know. I'm telling them to get the V1 because it's like really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it for me.
All right.
Why don't you talk a little bit about the news?
We don't have a whole lot of news today, but we do have a news story to talk about. Ash Ketchum's voice actor signs a rare Charizard Pokemon card worth $20,000. The voice actor for Ash Ketchum, Sarah Natacheni, went viral on TikTok after a Pokemon TCG fan asked her to autograph a rare first edition base set Charizard, and it's worth thousands of dollars. No one could have guessed in the 90s that the TCG would one day have collectibles that sell at auction for as much as a car. The voice actor for Ash Ketchum was floored when a TCG collector asked her to autograph an insanely rare first edition base set Charizard worth $20,000.
That's insane!
While attending the Collecticon convention, the Ash Ketchum voice actor was approached by a TCG collector who wanted her to sign a first edition Shadowless Charizard from the 1998 base set.
Shadowless?
Yep.
Bro.
According to Natacheni, the retro trading card game item is the rarest card she's ever signed.
Jeez.
She uploaded a video of the moment on her TikTok and showed how nerve-wracking it was not to mess up the autograph on the priceless artifact. I can't believe an old piece of paper is considered a priceless artifact. I mean,
bro, this is what has our world come to?
Exactly, but I mean, yeah, makes sense. If I were to mess up on that, I would like spontaneously combust. This is a first edition Shadowless Charizard, and I'm going to sign it for him, she said in the clip. The card is not only from the incredibly rare first printing run of the TCG, but it's also been graded a 9 by Beckett Grading.
What?
So, Beckett 9, signed by Sarah Natacheni. Base set, first edition, Shadowless Charizard.
That's like $200,000.
Yeah. Okay, let me see. The lucky owner of the Charizard card, Shivam Patel, I really hope I'm pronouncing that right, uploaded a video on November 22 showing a close-up of the card. The rare Shadowless Charizard card has sold at auction in 2021 for as high as $31,000 for PSA.
Dang.
With the autograph of Ash Ketchum's voice actor on the protective casing, the collectible is now truly one of a kind.
Jeez.
That is... Okay, I am shocked that some people would be willing to pay $31,000 for a Pokemon card.
Seriously, though.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm glad that they would, because I've made good money off of it. Speaking of which, I still have not sold a single card on my card shop.
Sadness. Sadness all around.
But yeah, it really is crazy.
Yeah. Do you want to get into our Pokésino Stories for this episode?
Yes.
We did a Pokésino story in listener email.
Yes, in the third episode, the listener email episode.
Good episode. Go back
What?
and listen to it.
Yeah, it's very good. K-dog, would you like to give today's question?
Sure. What was your best trade deals?
Ooh. I had a pretty good one recently. It was with another member of the Pokesino Club, and I know almost for a fact that he's listening to this, and so you know who you are. Okay, anyways, I was trading with him. I gave him a Blastoise of mine. It was it was a reverse hollow Blastoise, and it was pretty damaged. I mean, not too damaged. It was a little
What set?
up.
What set?
I forget, but it was an older one, and it was like a good enough to. It was expensive enough to sell, but the condition was not good enough to sell. And it's what would be described as moderate or heavy play.
Yeah.
And so I traded it to him for a Rebel Clash Timpo Morpeko, however you say it, I don't know, Morpeko, and something else. I can't remember what the third card was. I don't know what the third card was, but there was a third card. And on the surface, it doesn't seem like a very good trade, but the one card that I forget what it was, I know what I could have added it to a couple deck of mine.
Yes.
And so that's why it's really good.
Okay.
And it's better to me than the Blastoise, because I can't use the Blastoise in a deck of mine. The Morpeko and the Timple, however, I can trade to you.
Yes, because that is
they're-
Rebel Clash.
And you don't have them yet.
No, I do not. So next time I see you, I'll get my trades ready.
Oh, yeah. How about you? What's your best trade deal? Oh, wait, hold on. I'm sorry. I just also remembered something. Can we add a little bit onto this and say our worst trade deal?
Oh, sure.
Third, I think it was third, maybe second grade on the playground. There was this kid. I forget his name. I wouldn't say
Wait, everyone,
anyway.
everyone, all listeners, we are going back into Pawzy's past. Get ready to shield yourselves.
Why? Oh, calm down.
I'm kidding.
He was on the playground, and that was back when I had no idea how to even do Pokemon. I thought you would get your deck, and then you could just look through your deck at any time, and you could just hold out a Pokemon and use any attack at any time, and I didn't know your deck had to be 60 cards. I didn't know you had to use energy for attacks. I literally would just have this, 100 card deck, and I'd, bring out, a Gyarados or Mega Gyarados without evolving him on top, and I'd be like, okay, 5 billion damage. Anyways, I knew nothing about Pokemon
use your
or how good everything was.
GX. Use your GX attack 5 times in a game.
Yeah, it was so long ago that GX wasn't even out at that point, I don't think.
Really?
Yeah. And this kid, he had this X and Y or black and white Zekrom, and I really, really wanted it. It was so cool. It was holo rare. It was a legendary, and so that made it so much cooler back then. He made me trade, no joke, 7 cards for that Zekrom.
What?
Yeah, and I'm still kind of mad about it to this day.
You idiot!
Okay,
I'm kidding.
It was a legendary card.
I'm kidding.
It was a legendary card, and now it's so cool back then. I can't even remember what I traded, but I think if I were in that situation right now, I would very much regret it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even go through with it if I were in that situation now. Yeah. What's your best and worst trade deals?
So, my best one, this one was kind of a steal. I was like, you know, late night trades, all of us kids are upstairs, my older siblings are reading, and we're doing some late night trades, you know?
As you do.
Yeah. So, I'm like, oh, cool, Rapid Striker Shifu V.
Oh, boy.
And And he's like, yeah, I don't really need it. I mean, it's a good card, but I don't really need it, you know? So I'm like, here, I'll give you these 3 cards. And they were like, they weren't super good, but they were okay, you know? They were like intermediate. So he's like, you know what? Deal. So he gives me the Rapid Striker V, and then the deal is done. Like, I add it to my deck.
What were those cards? Like, what?
I can't remember.
Okay, if you remember, like, if you could even ask him, just tell me on the next cast, because I want to know what you traded for a single or rapid?
Rapid.
Okay, a rapid strike Urshifu V. Wait, was it the promo?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I called you after the next day, and I was like, dude, I just got Rapid Striker Urshifu V for these 3 cards, and you were like, okay, that is not a good deal, but that doesn't mean you're not going to go back on it. And I'm like, yeah, I know.
Yeah. What was your worst deal? Do you have a worst deal? Is it the time you traded, like, some mediocre cards for that Rillaboom V that you gave to me?
I have at least double digits of bad trade deals.
Okay, well, just give us one. We're running out of time.
Yeah, I'll give you, like, 1 or 2.
Sounds like you said 102.
No, but, so, upstairs on our upstairs landing, there's this little linen closet.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a spot where you can crouch down, and it has a sliding door, and you can push cards under. So I told my brother, the same one that gave me the Rapid Striker V, like, I told him about Cracked Ice Hollows.
Yeah.
How like, you can only get them from decks. And ever since then, he's been crazy about them. He's like, okay, I want 5 Vs for this Cracked Ice Hollow Inteleon. So he slides under a Cracked Ice Rillaboom. And I'm like, oh, this is so cool. Like, this would be really cool to have in my collection, you know?
Yeah.
And he's like, by the way, I want a V. A V for this.
Did it?
No, I didn't.
Good. Phew.
And I'm like, you guys suck at trading. Like, my other brother will do it too. And then, this one I actually went through with. So I just got back from my local 7-Eleven. I got a pack of gum. Extra spearmint gum.
Awesome.
And I come home, and I try and keep it a secret from the boys. Like, whenever I get a new game,
Wait, hold on. Can I predict this?
What?
Did you trade gum for a Pokemon card?
Kind of.
Oh, no. Did
So,
you trade a Pokemon card covered in gum?
No.
Good.
But, so, whenever I get, like, a new video game, or, like, when I get something from 7-Eleven, I always try and hide it, or else they're like, oh, can I get one?
They turn into Nemo seagulls. Mine.
Yeah, exactly! Like, the other day I just got a new game, and they're like, oh, dang. And I try and hide it from them, or else they're gonna get it and everything, but... So, remember the, Dreadnought that I opened up on Champion's Path opening?
Mm-hmm.
So, I traded it to my sister, blah, blah, blah. She quit Pokemon, blah, blah, blah. She gave it to her roommate, which is my brother, blah, blah, blah. He's trading it.
Oh.
So, I just got an Agislash-V from my brother. A fair trade. It was a fair trade.
Mm-hmm.
I go in, and I have Scizor EX, too.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, dude, I will trade you Agislash-V and Scizor EX for Dreadnought V. Because I wanted it so bad, because it was one of my original Pokemon. And it was so special to me, you know? He's like, sorry, dude, you're going to have to sweeten the deal. And they already knew about my gum, which I was kind of mad about. So I go in and grab 2 pieces of gum. And I'm like, okay, I will trade you 2 pieces of gum, Agislash-V, and Scizor EX. and if you give me Dreadnought V. And he's like, Fine. So I give him all the stuff, and then my two other younger brothers were in there, and they're like, "Can we get a piece of gum?"
Oh my god.
And I'm like, they're gonna cry, and they're gonna keep on asking me if I don't. So I just gave them a piece of gum. In like 10 minutes or 30 minutes after we did the 30 minutes after we did the trade, my brother was like, "Can we go back on the trade?" And he had already eaten his pieces of gum, and I'm like, "No."
Unless you get the gum out of the trash and flatten them out and put them back in the package.
Ew.
That would be disgusting.
Alright, I think that's enough for this episode.
Yeah. If you enjoyed, please consider giving us a follow on wherever you listen, whether that be Acast, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere. We'd really appreciate it. I'm Pawzy Puppy. You can find me at youtube.com/PawzyPuppy. You can find K-dog sometimes featured on my channel, but not anywhere else yet.
We now have a new email address.
Yes, I mentioned this last episode. We are still going to read emails that were sent to the old email address, and we are still taking emails to the old email address for a couple of weeks. But the new email address for the Pokesino Club podcast is podcast@pokesino.club. Email your questions, your comments, stuff like that to that email, and we will try to read them on the show every other episode.
Or once we get enough, every episode.
Any articles or images used in the podcast will be linked in the description. So if you want to read that article, see the pictures and videos of Sarah Natachini signing the Charizard, the link to the article will be in the description. Anyways, that's going to do it for today's episode.
May Pokesino be with you.